Iron Maiden's renaissance, Dave Mustaine against Metallica, and no drummer is safe in 2025. Metal is life and well, so let's see what keeps it going today. Here you go. Helloween connecting people. Legendary German power metal band Helloween are gearing up to release their brand new studio album Giants and Monsters, which will be out this year. And according to Kai Hansen and Andy Darius, this one is going to be on an absolutely new level of both unity and creativity. Darius revealed that unlike on pretty much all of the previous studio albums by Helloween, where everyone minded their own business and most of the authors actually worked only on their songs, this time around the band was much more collaborative, with each composer in the band adding parts to each other's songs and simply having a lot of fun with it. And in addition to that, Helloween finally revealed what the title Giants and Monsters actually means. And according to them, it's not simply about fairy tales, as it is actually a deep metaphor for the greatness within us all and the demons we fight daily, with giants being your goals, your dreams and inspirations, and monsters being the struggles in your way. Yet despite all these deep meanings and the nods to mythology and Bible, Helloween promised that this will be one of the most confident, positive and free-flowing Helloween albums, and might actually be the happiest one in the band's entire career. Which, in all honesty, is pretty much exactly what we all need today. Here guys, unfortunately, I simply have to point out that only around 30% of the people who watch my videos are actually subscribed to this channel. So if you're not one of those, and especially if this is not the first video you're watching here, I would really appreciate it if you would consider subscribing right now. Let's continue building this amazing heavy metal community together. Slayer conspiracy. Gary Holt was just as surprised as we all were to find out that Slayer decided to return on stage. Or at least so he says, as in one of the latest interviews, the legendary Exodus guitarist revealed he was absolutely caught off guard when he got the call that Slayer would be reunited for a few selected performances. And according to him, he wasn't on it from the beginning and found out about it just a little before everybody else did. And even more, the news of a Slayer reunion got the legendary guitarist so off guard that he actually immediately had to start woodshedding Slayer riffs at home to prepare for it, some of which he hilariously had to relearn using internet taps, despite of course having played them 100 times before that. So yeah, despite all of the conspiracy theories that Slayer had planned this reunion and returned to stage all along, it looks like it actually wasn't so, as I actually think that Gary Holt is one of those people who would most likely have known about it. Here guys, super quick, as always, want to thank all my patrons and all the YouTube channel members and everyone who purchases Metal Pilgrim merch to rock out this summer, as the truth is that it is actually thanks to you guys that this channel is even able to exist. So if any of you would like to support the show or rock some Metal Pilgrim merch at the festivals this summer, just know that first of all, I'll be very thankful for that, and secondly, that all the links to do that will be in the description to this video. In Flames copy the trend. Well, here we go again, another drummer gone. Swedish heavy metal titans In Flames have officially parted ways with their drummer Tanner Wayne, who had been behind the kit since 2018, and in no way explained their decision, except for a couple of standard phrases about how much they valued the time Tanner spent with In Flames and how they wish him nothing but the best in his future and divorce.
Exactly!
Together with In Flames, Wayne played on both Eye the Mask and 4 Gun Records, and was set to join the band on their upcoming tour, which is about to start next week. Yeah, that looks like it's not going to happen. And by the way, no, we still don't know the name of In Flames' new drummer. And overall, what a flip is going on with all the drummer changes in 2025. I mean, The Who, Foo Fighters, Guns N' Roses, just to name a few, and now In Flames. I mean, clearly it's been a wild year for all of the drum stools. So at this point, we all just wish In Flames to find a permanent replacement for Tanner, and for Bjorn Gallet and Anders Frieden to finally find a team with whom they will be able to last together for more than just 2 consecutive studio albums. Paradise Lost. You won't believe this, but I literally just sat down to record the next segment for our Metal Digest when Paradise Lost announced that they just fired their drummer. We've made the difficult creative decision to part ways with our drummer, Guido Zima, wrote Paradise Lost in their statement, after which they of course wished him the best in his next endeavors. No, seriously, what the flip is going on?
Oh my god, man.
The funniest thing is that Guido, who joined Paradise Lost back in 2022, actually has not even recorded any studio albums together with the band. Well, of course, if we don't count Icon 30, which was released earlier last year. And overall, the only explanation I personally have for all the firings of drummers in the metal world this year is that all of the metal bands all around the globe are just celebrating the Spinal Tap sequel in such a way. Literally, no other explanation.
Good drummer. Great look, good drummer,
Good drummer.
And by the way, if we take a look at Paradise Lost's current lineup timeline, it actually looks pretty much identical to that of Spinal Tap. But yeah, I actually cannot say pretty much anything about Guido, so the only thing I truly hope is that all of these lineup shuffles will not affect Paradise Lost's next album's release, which, I don't know about you, but at least to me, is one of the most anticipated ones this year. And here the time has come for your favorite part of the video, so let's take a look at 5 latest releases from this week, which are definitely worthy of your attention. Polish death metal stalwarts Vader returned with Humanihility, a concise 3-track EP released via Nuclear Blast. Each song was composed by a different band member, including the returning guitarist Mauser, and the EP culminates with Unbanded, which serves as the official anthem for this year's Mystic Festival. And yes, despite its brevity, Humanihility delivers Vader's signature relentless energy, showcasing their enduring presence in the death metal scene. Pennsylvania's progressive death metal band Rivers of Nihil released their self-titled 5th album through Metal Blade Records. And this marks a new chapter for the band, with bassist Adam Biggs stepping into the role of lead vocalist and the addition of guitarist Andy Thomas. The album blends technical brutality with atmospheric elements, incorporating instruments like saxophone and cello, and tracks such as Dustman and Despair Church highlight the band's evolution, offering a cohesive yet adventurous listening experience. Ohio-based metalcore band Wolves at the Gates unveil Wasteland, their 6th studio album via Solid State Records. The album features a blend of aggressive riffs and melodic elements, so pretty much exactly what the band's fans love this band for, with tracks like Low of Wasteland and Smoke False Devils showcasing the band's dynamic range. And yes, Wasteland continues the band's exploration of faith and existential themes, delivering a compelling addition to their discography. Swedish thrash metal veterans The Haunted released their 10th studio album, Sons of Last Resort, via Century Media Records. After an 8-year hiatus, the band returns with a collection of 12 tracks that blend aggressive riffs with introspective themes. Produced by Oscar Nilsson and mixed by Jens Bogren, the album includes singles like Warhead and In Fire Reborn, reaffirming The Haunted's place in modern metal landscape. Swedish metal band Avatar presents Captain Goat, a standalone single accompanied by a music video directed by Johan Karlen. The track infuses sea shanty elements with heavy metal, showcasing the band's theatrical flair, which so many fans around the globe love Avatar for. Captain Goat followed their 2024 single Tower and precedes their upcoming North American tour, indicating a continued evolution in Avatar's musical journey. Dave Mustaine versus Metallica. One of the most discussed news in the world of metal this week was that Dave Mustaine suddenly said that he helped co-write in some of the greatest early Metallica songs. And here, I just want to stop right away. No, seriously, this is so annoying. It's been going on for more than 40 years now, and why people keep asking Dave that and why he keeps answering those questions is simply beyond me. No, I mean, I understand that it makes the headlines and all that, but in my personal opinion, constantly asking Dave Mustaine about his time in Metallica is simply insulting. And first and foremost, to Dave Mustaine and Megadeth, as it kind of boils down the legacy of one of the greatest riff masters of all time to a couple of riffs he helped co-write in his ex-band. Although, of course, some pretty sick ones. Oh, and if we're being very honest, the story he told in this interview about who and how wrote the legendary Hit the Lights, the very first Metallica song ever written, was actually debunked pretty much right away. And not by just some random dude, but by the first Metallica bassist, Ron McGovney. So yeah, it is simply beyond me why so many people want to ask Dave about that, and why Dave keeps answering those questions. And I officially promise you that when I do invite Dave Mustaine on the show, I will not ask him any questions about Metallica. At all. Because, in my opinion, he's created an incredible legacy to talk about after 1983. Slipknot's depth. Slipknot guitarist Jim Root, who, by the way, a couple of months ago said that he has absolutely no inspiration to write new material whatsoever, now wants to completely stop touring with Slipknot and all to concentrate on writing new albums. You can do so. In a recent podcast interview, Jim revealed that he told the band's manager to just stop booking tours, although he of course understands that it's Slipknot and the offers come in pretty much daily, and all because he wants Slipknot to focus entirely on writing, and the reason for that being nobody else but Eloy Casagrande. As according to Jim, Slipknot has a depth, and they owe it to Eloy to write a new record with him. Yep, the band's new drummer Eloy Casagrande, who has been touring together with Slipknot quite extensively, hasn't had a chance to hit the studio with Not yet. And given the fact that Jim's already got 6 songs written and 4 on the way, he wants to take some time off to complete those and bring them to the band's table, which of course is great news for all of the Slipknot fans, as just a couple of months ago Jim said that the relentless touring is simply killing his creativity. But now that the spark is back, Slipknot fans should expect some brand new material from the band coming out sometime soon. Although we really hope that it is actually a creative spark, and the new material by Slipknot will not just be out for the sake of releasing something. Amorphis' new chapter. Finnish melancholic prog metalers Amorphis have finally officially announced their 15th studio record titled Borderland, which will be out this September 26th. And according to the band, this one will open a brand new chapter in Amorphis' career and its sound. This time around, they decided to switch things up. After 3 albums with Jens Bogren, the band teamed up with Jakob Hansen, who previously worked with Volbeat, Arch Enemy, Katatonia, and many other bands, of course. As according to the band's guitarist Esa Chlapanian, it was time for Amorphis to explore something absolutely new. And you know what? This one I'm actually really excited about. And I'm super ready to talk about the band's new single Light and Shadow, which Amorphis promised to release next Friday in our next Metal Digest. Iron Maiden's Renaissance. The legendary Iron Maiden are finally back on the road with their mind-blowing Run For Your Lives tour, which kicked off with the concerts in Budapest this week. And right from the announcement of this tour, Iron Maiden have been talking about how this run will be like nothing else we've seen by Iron Maiden in their 50-year-long career. And not only because it is the first Iron Maiden tour with their new drummer Simon Dawson, after the legendary Nick McBrain stepped down from live touring last year, but also because its production was supposed to take Iron Maiden's presence and overall shows to an absolutely new level. And you know what? They didn't lie! The truth is that Iron Maiden were one of the only massive legacy metal bands on the planet whose concert production, despite changing from year to year and being simply incredible, was actually always done in a rather old school manner. And thus, yes, Run For Your Lives tour does change everything when it comes to Iron Maiden live shows. As with the total digitalization of their entire stage, the boys are actually entering a brand new era of the band, which completely shatters the wall between the old school songs written more than 40 years ago and brand new technology. And the more I thought about it after the first concert in Budapest, the more I realized that with this massive change in their concert production, Iron Maiden are actually making a statement. A statement that despite doing this for 50 years, this band is set to continue moving forward no matter what. And thus this makes me believe that this Run For Your Lives tour, which so many Iron Maiden fans fear to believe the band's last tour ever, might actually not only not be such, but also be a gateway into an absolutely new era of Iron Maiden. Oh, and by the way guys, after the first concert of this tour, I did a rather extensive deep dive into the setlist, production, Simon Dawson of course, and pretty much everything else you need to know about Run For Your Lives tour in a separate video, so if you still haven't watched it, definitely check it out right after watching this Metal Digest. But for now, here I also just wanted to point out something rather interesting. That so many of you metal pilgrims were actually present at both the first and the second night in Budapest. And pretty much everyone said unanimously that the difference between those two shows was simply stunning, with the band being much more cohesive and confident and overall sounding much tighter on the second night. Which I think is a clear sign that just as Bruce Dickinson said on the first night, we actually have seen nothing yet. But anyways, what new music did you listen to this week? Please let us know in the comments. As always, thank you so much for watching this video guys, and by the way, don't forget that the vinyl record behind me is not there by accident, and this alternative cover Invincible Shield record signed by all of the Judas Priest members can actually be yours for any kind of donation that can save someone's life, and all of the information about it will of course be in the description to this video. But for now, please don't forget to like this video, comment under it, spread the word about the channel, and of course join our communities on Instagram, Facebook, X, Threads, Discord, and pretty much anywhere else you can post content. Thank you guys so much, and we will prevail. Slava Ukraini!